I remember you talking about the salad bar story, and that teaches us some things about worldview. Can you share a little bit about the story and then what does it teach us about worldviews?
It happened to a good friend of mine, and she had invited someone for lunch. And I think, if I remember rightly, it was in California. It was a place called Sizzlers, which was eat as much as you want buffet salad bar lunch. And they arrived together, and you go to get to the salad bar, and she turns left to go to the next part of the salad bar, and the person she was with turned right, and they bumped into each other, and their plates fell on the floor. And the person she was meeting berated her that she was walking the wrong way around the salad bar. Cheryl said, I didn't know there was a right and wrong way to walk around a salad bar. But this other woman had it fixed in her head that you always go to the salad bar and then turn right. And that's the way it is. There's nothing I've ever read in any restaurant I've ever been to that says this is the way you walk around a salad bar. There might be some common practices. You might see other people doing it the same one way and go, oh, that's the way it should be done. But this woman had it fixed. It was a mental model she had. You walk into the salad bar and you go to the right. Now, it doesn't matter whether you go right, left, or climb over the top if you want. No, please don't do that. That's probably not going to work. But
it's not very sanitary.
It's not very sanitary. It doesn't matter. But it's the point of this is we've all got those stories in us. And whether it's your salad bar or whether it's doesn't matter. Now, where we have to adhere to certain things.
Well, and I think even in relationships, it could be that one person in a relationship has a worldview that because they saw it modeled or whatever it was in their younger life, that you talk out challenges and you do it in a way that is calm and in one way. And maybe that is the best way to get to a common solution. But then another person in that relationship might have had a different worldview that what happens when you have disagreements is you argue about it and you get into a heated conversation and maybe voices get raised. So while both worldviews, there's not a negative side to in terms of what their viewpoint is, it's being able to unpack it so that way you can have a more amenable or amicable conversation with someone, and be able to come to terms with whatever the disagreement was, but we're operating through what the lens of how we've seen things just play out in front of us. And so being able to take a step back and understand that, and not that any person is at fault necessarily for their worldview. It's really the actions and behaviors that we take then thereafter as to what we do in that context based off of the worldview influencing our decisions.